In March 2001, Thailand's Mien people assembled for the first time as an ethnic group. The festival was held in the village of Bang Kwai in Chiang Mai province. It featured 4 days of competitive sports, and for 2 nights there were cultural displays. The Mien people, better known as Yao, are a tourist attraction as one of the hill tribes of the country's north. The Highland people are also the focus of national and international development projects, based on doubts about the commitment to the nation and modernization. Sports contests at school grounds show the rest of the country that Mien are progressive, fun, and loyal members of Thailand. But aside from the 2 Westerners making this film, no outsiders were there to notice. The festival started with a parade and flag raising, as the national anthem was played over the loudspeakers. Soccer was central to the 4 days of the fair, and was played on the largest field. Commentators provided live description, most in the Mien language. It used to be that children were spanked for speaking ethnic minority languages at school. That is still the case. A billboard by the school grounds declared, "Love the King. Be concerned for future generations. Together, we will fend off drugs." It is very recent that Highland people can publicly celebrate who they are. Between the 1960s and 80s, many Highland settlements in Thailand came under military attack. Any sign of difference from mainstream society was viewed as threatening. These are calmer times now, but minority identity is still viewed as a defect. Sports and nation building have gone together for 100 years already. When schools became common in the Thai countryside during the 1950s, sports followed. During the 1960s, in a tense political climate that coincided with the Vietnam War, American Peace Corps volunteers also brought many sports to the Thai countryside. In the 1980s, Mien people started to come together for sports competitions between villages that had Thai schools. At the recent fair, each team represented a village. Less than 10% of Mien villages in Thailand sent teams to the event. Everyone would have liked to take part, but some had not been told, could not afford to, or did not have enough young people for a team. A competition featuring all Mien villages in the country might have taken a month, people said, many of them suggesting that 4 days were already too much. The host village had a permit from the district governor to hold the games. A politician representing Chiang Mai province in the national parliament had donated money to buy some of the cups, and the soccer championship cup carried his name and the logo of his party. The leadership of the Mien Association, village headman and school teachers, discussed organizational matters and ways of fundraising. Their president showed off a booklet on Mien culture that they were assembling for the younger people to be in touch with their roots. Women were behind the scenes, cooking for the athletes in the Mien Association's leadership. During the evening shows, the president of the Mien Association said, "We need to protect the honor of the ethnic group and its history. We should not lose out to Thailand. We are born here, and will pursue our lives here. The king cares much for us. Let's work to preserve who we are." The culture shows featured song, instrumental music, and dance, including Thai dances by young women in male and female Mien outfits. Also on display was a color photocopy of an old scroll that contains a Yao origin story. The scroll is attributed to a Chinese emperor and has the red seal indicating business of the state. It grants the Yao people freedom to farm in the highlands and exempts them from all duties to the authorities. Now the scroll evokes ethnic history, identity, and heritage, but no rights. Farming in the highlands has in many places been declared illegal. Many of the ethnic minority people do not have citizenship papers. Sometimes they are evicted from their land, or even deported from the country. The fun and seriousness of the festival were partly in response to the national context of stigmatized identity and precarious livelihood. Some forms of play provided comic relief from the seriousness of competitive sports and the preservation of culture. Young men had a field day with the eggplants that allowed them to swing their bodies in suggestive ways as they drew a golf ball to the finish line. For women, the same play was intimidating because it had them move in immodest fashion. They were reluctant to engage with this and gave up as soon as they could. The Mien music and dance would be acceptable in Thai society, or just about anywhere else, as an expression of heritage. But is that really what culture and identity are about? The way older people talked about it, to be Mien was to farm and to make offerings to ancestor spirits. It was hard work. Others suggested that Mien culture was about ways of using and preserving the environment, and that identity was central to negotiating land rights with the authorities. Culture was not for show, but was central to everyday life, farming, and politics. There is no agreement on what makes Mien a people, but considering national prejudice, it was achievement enough that the fair presented Mien as in and of modern Thailand. Mien people see no contradiction between their identity and their membership in the Thai nation. Sports and heritage point to different aspects of what it is to be Mien. Competition and unity stood in the same kind of tension as day and night, or past and present. You don't have one without the other.